Hello and happy Sunday. It's 3 o'clock in Singapore and time for Sundays with Frances. Thank you so much, every one of you who wrote in your ideas for topics to talk about, because I would much rather talk about things that you would like to hear than just something that I think about. So thank you very much. So I selected kind of a combination today because a number of people mentioned that they have felt a bit out of sync with things in the last few days or weeks. And so I figured that I would talk about grounding and the importance of grounding, which is also very, very key to having our intuition. And a number of you were interested in understanding how you can increase your intuition. So we're going to have fun today, and I hope that some of you have already gathered together some of your oils. Each week I will be applying some oils, and whether you have the ones I'm talking about at the time or just others, please join me in applying them. So I'll show you what I have selected for today. And it's so nice to see some of you already joining. I was a little nervous today not because I'm on live again, but because the internet has been somewhat intermittent. So we're just going to intend that the internet is going to hold up for us. So the first oil, what I love for grounding is the big trees. To me, they are really solid, heavy, anchored to the earth with those big old roots. And to me, that is key for grounding. So I love the oils like cedarwood, sandalwood, frankincense, balsam fir, blue spruce, black spruce. All of those oils to me are very, very helpful because they are these nice, solid, big trees. So today I selected cedarwood. I have my roller balls on top of some. I actually was going to use balsam fir, and I couldn't get the roller ball to fit. I also have Sacred Mountain, which is one of my very, very favorites for grounding. It does contain the cedarwood along with some other oils. I also selected Release because it's so important for us to release our expectations about what is going to come about. It's releasing our fears and our beliefs, but those expectations. And many of us, have a difficult time with letting go of that. I then selected Highest Potential, which is a blend of blends, and it is one of the most grounding and effective oils, and I just love the blend to intend I reach my highest potential. Then I may or may not, most likely will. Who knows what I'm most likely going to end with, no matter what I'm talking about. Believe, I have the one with the roller ball and the one that I can sprinkle on my head and have my Believe shower. So, as I said, we're going to first talk about how we ground. Now, as we're applying oils, and I'm going to start with my cedarwood right now. It's really important what you're thinking about when you are applying the oils. Now, are you thinking about, as soon as she finishes talking, I'm going to get in the car and I'm going to go do something, or I need to do this or something else? Is it that? Or are you thinking about what you actually would choose to do in this particular moment? Now, for me, this was a real lesson in learning. So I am very careful to really place my focus on what I'm doing at that moment when I'm applying oils. And perhaps that's why I love applying oils all the time, because it does help me stay in the present moment. Now, where are we going to apply the oils? Wherever you choose. You may choose to use them over the brainstem, all over your head, in your hands, your heart, wherever you choose. I'm just going to put mine today right in my palm. So, and I'm gonna breathe it in. And as I'm breathing it in, I am intending that those little molecules go wherever they need to go to bring about perfect harmony and balance and to assist me in grounding. Now, what do I consider grounding? To me, that is making that strong connection with the Creator. I call that the Source. This is not religion. This is about making that strong connection through our crown chakra with that which created everything. And also making that strong connection from the base of the spine and the bottoms of each foot. That way we are connected above and below. And some of us, me for instance, I used to find myself, or still do sometimes, that I would be connected up here, but I would be floating around in the vapors, which is not connected to the planet and in this present moment. So I'm going to intend to make that strong connection with the Source through the crown chakra. Now, I'm a visual person and I love to think about the way things might look. May have nothing to do with the way it really looks, but I just envision this light or this golden cord or whatever going all the way up to the sky, all the way up to the Source and down through the very core of my body and all the way down through the core of Earth and to the Source below. And it may be that in this lifetime or before, we've made some agreements to allow there to be interference. And sometimes we are not even aware that we are allowing there to be interference in this connection. So just intend to terminate any agreements that may be in effect now and cease making any new ones now. All we have to do, we don't have to identify them, just intend. And I love the word intend because to me, asking is a passive thing, whereas intending is an active thing. It is putting your will, your energy, your passion behind making something happen. So I intend to terminate those agreements and cease making any new ones that would in any way interfere with that connection with the Source. So once we've done that, I just intend to breathe in these oils and that these little molecules go wherever they need to go to bring about that perfect harmony and balance and make that connection stronger and stronger. That is where our intuition will come from. Our intuition is accessing our higher self, the Creator, the God within us. So in order to do that, we must make a connection and we must be firmly grounded to the earth. Would you agree? So let's apply another oil. I'm going to use my Sacred Mountain for this. This feels really good to me to do. And I'm going to put it over my heart. I have my roller ball so I can actually put it over my heart and breathe it in. I used to feel that, breathing them in is not all that important until it finally got through my skull that this is aromatherapy. So some of us take longer than others, and that those little molecules in the nose, those little membranes in the nose are wonderful for absorbing these molecules very, very rapidly and allowing them to go directly up to the brain. So, okay. Now, once we've made a connection, I feel that it is very, very important to have a safe place where we can feel safe and we can be vulnerable without any outside interference. So I love to intend to create that energy cylinder around me. I like to visualize it going all the way upward to the source, down through the core of Earth into the source below. And this energy cylinder, I just intend that it be the perfect size for my being at this particular moment. It may be a different size tomorrow or next hour even, the next few minutes. But right now, the perfect size right now for what I require. And it's important to place a boundary around that so that there won't be things that you are bringing into it that could be challenging for you. So I like to visualize again the Frances visualization of the silver and golden energies, the sparkling golden ones, which gold has the ability to transmute negativity and anything that I might be letting go of that might be negative in any way or harmful. It can change it. So I love to visualize those sparkling golden energies and the shiny silver energies that would be kind of like a reflective mirror, that if anything harmful is directed towards me, it could be reflected back to the sender so it would not harm another and would not come into my space. So now I have my safe place where I can be vulnerable and can look at the things that may be a little bit more difficult for me. So the next thing that I'm going to apply is release, because I'm going to intend to let go of whatever is no longer serving me. What is holding me back? You know, sometimes we don't know what's holding us back, and we don't even have to know. We just have to agree on some level to let go of it. So, you know, change is not always easy, and when we are changing, we want to hold on to what we have until we're sure we are on the other side of the river, so to speak. Unfortunately, we can't hold on to everything. We have to agree to let go of the things that are not helping us and then move on. So, how's everybody doing? Let's take another deep breath. Oh, I'm just looking and seeing a diamond waterfall. Wow, how beautiful. That sounds great to me, and I can just see the diamonds, the water just flowing over, letting go of all those things that we no longer need, that we just hold on to. So, once we are grounded, we just intend to draw in, to ask the Source to fill your sacred space with whatever you need most at this point in your journey. I love to visualize all the colors of the rainbow coming in because I love color. But whatever it is that you're choosing to think about or see or feel, just make it a happy place where you're comfortable. And just intend to just enjoy being in this space. Okay? So now that we are grounded and we are connected to the Source, then actually all we really need to do is to ask. There are only two beings on this earth, on this planet, that truly know why you're here. And that's you and the Source. And you know why you're here. You know what is important for you at this moment. You also know what is important for moving forward. So just intend to listen to the answers that you're getting. Now, You may not receive things in a beautiful, eloquent manner. You may see a little flash, some little picture in your mind, or you may see or feel nothing at this moment. However, if you keep your eyes open around you, the chances are that you are receiving messages at all times. In fact, I firmly believe that whatever is most important for you to focus upon at any given moment is right around you. We don't need to look back. We don't need to look forward. We need only to pay attention. Wow, that's difficult, isn't it? It was for me, still is, and probably always will be to a certain extent. But if we're getting better, we're learning and moving forward. So, one way of accessing this information in a more systematic way or a more visual way. Now, if you're able to start hearing some messages, wonderful. Listen. Don't listen to me. Do whatever is working for you. I love to use kinesiology, which is a way of muscle testing, using muscle strength. And there are literally many different ways of doing kinesiology. So I have my own personal preference, and it may not be yours. It's just easy to teach and easy to see. This is why I use it myself. It's not the first method I learned, nor was it the second or third, but it just seems to be the easiest, and that is to join your thumb and your middle fingers together, the tips of the fingers, and then to interlock them. And then see how hard you can pull to try to pull them apart. Now, they may come apart easily or they may be more difficult. So ask, show me my yes. And yes should be very strong without even trying to hold them together. Now, remember, the key is that we are grounded right now. Very important to ground first, because if we're not grounded, our answers will be really strange. And if we're not grounded and not asking questions that have very simple answers, then that also will affect what we're testing. So I'm going to see my yes, and it's pretty strong. Now I'm going to say, it already knew, I was going to say, show me my no. And I cannot hold them together no matter, I'm not pulling hard, but I cannot hold them together. So I check off and on as I ask questions, and I find that asking very simple questions is the key. Now, a simple sentence with no pronouns is very important, because you may have an idea of what you're thinking. However, it may be going around in your mind and not really giving you, your mind may not really be on it correctly. So, to begin with, it's very possible that writing these questions down. Now, let me say this. Please don't make life decisions based upon your answers right when you first start using kinesiology. Later, you may be able to do that. However, your emotions, your mind can change the answers very definitely. So it's very important to pay attention to how you're asking them, to make sure that you remain grounded, and to ask those simple questions. Now, I find for me personally that if I ask a series of questions, many times based upon the answers that I received before, that asking them very rapidly and just jotting down the answers is more effective for me, because if I think about it too much, my mind will get in there and it will affect the answers that I get. So, how do we do those questions now? I always ask, as I said, the simple questions. And then I will also, once I get an answer, I will ask it in a different way. For instance, if I say, is it appropriate for me to be doing, I love the word appropriate, so I use that a lot, not should I. So I say, is it appropriate for me to be doing Facebook Live right this minute? And I get a strong yes, okay? So is there any reason that I should not be doing it right now? And no, there's no reason why I should not. So that is a firm yes. Now, suppose I should say, is it appropriate for me to ever do Facebook Live? It's gonna be a strange answer. It's sort of strong, but sort of weak. It's not definitive because it might be appropriate some days and not others. If I said, I don't own a car, is it appropriate for me to buy a car? Yes. Surprise, surprise. It's appropriate to buy a car. Is it appropriate for me to buy a car today? No, absolutely not. So it may be that sometime in the future it would be appropriate. Okay? Do you get the idea? So we're just asking simple questions. I ask frequently throughout the day as I'm going along, am I grounded? And you'd be surprised at the number of times I find out that I'm not grounded. And whenever we are attempting to do anything, it is so important for us to be grounded and connected with the source. When we allow that to be weakened in any way, it means that we are weakened because we don't hear our guidance clearly. So, am I making any sense at all? So, okay. So, does anybody, I can look at some questions now. If anybody has any questions they'd like for me to answer, I'm getting better about this, being able to read. However, I'm still not really good. You see me having to lean up here really close, and that's probably not the most attractive thing. So, I challenge you this week. Get out another oil. I'm going to apply my highest potential because I am choosing, and I'm going to apply it on my wrists, and I'm going to go all the way up my arms because I truly want to reach my highest potential. And I challenge you this week to practice your grounding, your connection with the source, creating that safe place, that sacred space where you can be vulnerable and you can heal whatever needs to be healed, can be free, and listen to your answers. And believe in your answers. So I'm going to put my belief shower on. Anybody else choose believe today? You know, it's always my favorite. It wouldn't be a day without believe. So believe that you really and truly what you're hearing is important and what you're feeling is important. So take care of yourself and practice, have fun. And we'll talk about it again next week, okay? So next week, by the way, I'll just give you a little preview. I've already decided because a number of people, even though I did a hormones video a few weeks ago, and I have one on my website, I've received some more questions, and hormones is a subject that we can talk about a lot. And so I'll kind of focus on the effects of the prolonged stress, what it's doing, and what we can do to support and to maintain the balance in our system. So I hope you have a wonderful week filled with lots of fun, and I'll look forward to seeing you next Sunday. Bye-bye.